Guys, Bentley, Billie Jean, here, hey, Lily, Winchester, Nemo, Mama, here, get it, do, here, all right, testing, 1, 2, let's see, let's turn, head on YouTube real quick, switch over to you, good, voice is there, let's mute that. Hello, everybody. If you're here, if you're watching this, thank you. Say hello. I'll be looking from time to time at the chat if anybody joins. Actually, I want to file open. Today, I want to take the time to finish coloring a page. Where's my folder? Oh, here it is. Yeah, if I can finish coloring a page that I'm working on from Disneyland My Toilet. Let me real quick go to My Toilet. I'm going to put some music on in the background and let it play while I draw. And if anybody joins, thank you for joining. Welcome to my art stream. Back my Kickstarter for a free print. All right, so link is in the chat. All right, so this is a page from the book, which follows issue number 5. Let me get some music in the background too, for just in case for anybody who may just want to listen to this in the background while you're working. I'll plug in my phone. All right. So this is Bobby's dad, and basically he's the butt of jokes, because if you picked up the last issue number 5, you know that he was having poker night with his buddies, and happened to be the night that Bobby claims he saw an alien in a toilet, and he tried to prove to his dad, "Hey, what's up? D Wayne in the house." Bobby was adamant. He saw an alien in the toilet, and so trying to prove to his dad that there was an alien in the toilet, he scoops water out of the toilet, running to show his dad, "Hey, Dad, look." And men are boys, right? So his buddies, his son trips and splashes the water on the dad and his friends in issue 5. So of course, now the dad has to deal with his friends making fun of him and taking it to work. So this is what's happening in this scene here. So it's a spoiler. This is a page from issue 6, and the dad has to go to work and deal with everything, because the rumors start spreading. And if you watched how issue 5 ended, where he's in the bathroom and he's confronted by the janitor. And the janitor plays a significant role in the series. And more to come on this issue. So what's interesting is that this issue, and actually not just this issue, but this issue and all the issues going forward have gotten multiple rewrites. Because when I initially wrote the series, I wrote it at a different time in my life. And all I did was write the synopsis for every issue in the series, but I didn't actually write the scripts. So as I am building world building and I'm writing the scripts for issues 6 through 10, I realized that some things are just not relevant anymore, and there were some things that I failed to add previously in my haste. So this actual issue number 6, even as I'm drawing it, I found myself rewriting as I was drawing. So, I mean, I wanted to make it more compelling. I wanted to really play up on the humor. I didn't want to lose Duty's identity. You know, I could think that can happen too, right? So I've taken so many years off of comics that when I wrote it, it was a different time and space for me mentally. And what I found was I was almost losing touch with who Duty really was or is when I came back to the comics. So I had to make sure that I went back and I basically did an analysis on like, who is Duty really, and what makes him funny and what makes him tick and what makes him who he is. And actually I'm gonna do this. There you go. And that allowed me to really make sure that whatever I do, I stay true to his DNA. You know, and the character is so near and dear to me. I really love my character. He's evolved over the years, even more than what I expected when I started drawing it, and it's just become more fun. I mean, when I started creating Duty with the cosplay, I want to make sure that I can see it on if anybody's responding on Facebook, because sometimes I don't even get it. If you're on Facebook, okay, cool. I'm just going to share. All right, cool. So when I first created Duty years ago, he was always taking on different persona. He was always, there was the scene with the samurai and the cowboy, but coming back into it, and when I started the art channel up again, the theme of Duty as just took on a life of its own. When I started getting requests to draw Duty as a specific character, taking his cosplay to a whole nother level, because that's basically what he does. I mean, there's no cosplayer that can compete with Duty in the amount of costumes and the amount of characters that he's taken on. He is the ultimate cosplayer. He's like the king. If there's an award out there, Duty should get it. Just saying. So it just became a thing, so much so that I created an Instagram page. It's just Duty as, and that's basically what it is. It's hashtag Duty as, and it's just where nothing else, no promotions, nothing on that except for just the different renditions of Duty as other characters. And that's basically what that has become. you know. But I think the title of this episode is drawing and stories. So I'm gonna share some stories. When I was, growing up, and making my way as a fledgling artist, I created an imaginary character. I think I was in sixth grade. I was still in elementary school, transitioning, right? And over the years, I created this imaginary friend of mine, which is crazy. And his name was Scrungy. I know, it was crazy, right? And I believed that this imaginary character was real. And I mean, if you have ever had an imaginary friend, you can relate. If not, I'm not crazy. This is me as an adolescent. I don't have that friend anymore. But Scrungy was basically allowed me to deal with my anxiety. I don't even like that there. My anxiety as a kid growing up, the world could be harsh, and schools had bullies, and Scrungy allowed me to just create this world where I was able to deal with those bullies. But anyway, so Scrungy was this imaginary friend that I would talk to as a kid, go off into my clubhouse. I had a clubhouse. It wasn't really a traditional clubhouse. It was basically underneath the house in the back. There was this 3.5 foot, 4 foot door that went into an underpath of the house. And I guess they built that there in case anybody needed to go into the plumbing system or whatever. So it was a crawl space, and it was, if you went into it, it was about maybe 5 feet high inside, and it was probably about a good 100 feet, right? Maybe let's say by like 8 foot across by like 6 foot, right? So 6 feet by 8 feet, the space. So I put in that space a bed. I put posters. I had art on the wall. I had all this stuff there. It was my clubhouse, and that's where I would go and hang out with Scrungy. Talking about it right now, I mean, I laugh because it sounds crazy, right? But that's where I went, and I talked to Scrungy, and I imagined worlds, and I created worlds with Scrungy, and I created stories, and I drew stories of Scrungy and my friends, Raymond, Angel. These were my close friends that I grew up with, and Edward, and I created these amazing adventures that we would go on with Scrungy. And because Scrungy was magical, he was able to take us on all these fantastic adventures. So for me, I think a kid's imagination it starts there. It starts with the imagination, right? So I think the good thing is that my mom I told her about Scrungy. She never made me feel awkward or anything, and she allowed me to just explore my imagination and live out whatever fantasy I created in my head. Considering she was a single mom raising 4 kids, either she says I don't have the time to deal with this craziness, or she recognized that I'm a kid and kids will be kids. And I think that was the fascinating part. It's like I was allowed to be a kid. There were no adult expectations of me, that I had to worry about. I wasn't, there was no adult content being forced on me or anything like that. So That was a good thing about being a kid. And Scrungy, he had a unique look to him. It was like a twist between Alf and like a troll. He's like a combination between the two. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I don't even know what I'm doing. And Secret Wars. Yeah, it's sorry, I'm looking at, as I'm drawing, I'm looking at stuff. Oscar Martin. How's he? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's try this. All right. I'm looking at some coloring techniques as I'm watching. I'm trying to, yeah, nothing crazy, right? It's just I don't know if you collect art of books, if anybody collects art of books, but I do. I like to learn from them. Okay, so it's not really anything crazy. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna erase that here. Yeah, I don't need this. I'm gonna use that for the white. Okay. I love art of books. I love learning from other artists and creators in the industry, people that I admire. Anyway, so I took off from work this week so I can catch up on the books because now that I'm back at work, I find it very difficult to get the inspiration. I guess is the word I'm going to choose. Inspiration to draw. Because by the time, it's an hour drive to work. I don't like that. It's an hour drive to work, and sometimes, after a long day at work and attending tons of meetings and dealing with a lot of people issues, I find that I'm exhausted when I get home from that drive, and then spending time with the family, and then finding the time to go back upstairs and draw. It's been difficult. I find it more difficult now than it's ever been for me. Trying to keep up with everything. It's been such a long time since I've done a live drawing. I got inspired because I was on a fellow indie creators. I guess this art channel, a podcast, Grant Lankard. He invited me to draw, and on his channel live, and a few nights ago, and because of that, I got inspired to come on this channel. It's been a long time since I've been on this channel drawing, so I guess I needed that little piece of inspiration to get back in the saddle. That's another thing I miss, right? I miss being able to go on live streams and draw. I find myself not being able to watch some of the things I want to watch, like Ahsoka. I want to watch that, but I've been so tired. By the time I go to lay down to watch it, I think it's within 5 minutes I'm asleep. Oops. Occasionally I'll get an episode of like X-Files reruns. Let's zoom out for a second. So basically, in this scene here, what's happening is he's at work, and he's being ridiculed. Or people gossiping about him because of what's happening. The rumor mills have begun. What is this? That's the lines. Okay. Is that on? That's on. That's on. All right. All right. So I like. I do this. Tend to do like. Beautiful. Zoom out. So anyway, that was the story about Scrungy. It was interesting time to be a kid. It was so much fun growing up. See, I wanted to gray them out because I wanted them in the background. I wanted him to be the focus. But even though they grayed out, I'm still going to add some texture and stuff. Actually, I still want to add some. There you go. All right, just add a little bit of color in there. All right, so now let's go here. Let's go there. I gotta fix that right there. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but in the background, my dogs are snoring. So my home office has become my dog's clubhouse. The moment I say I'm going upstairs, they all run. And then underneath my desks, because I have a built-in desk, it's a L shape, and underneath it, there's the dog beds, are the dog beds basically, and they all have their own areas and their own dog beds, and they scramble, and it's like the best thing. Like they look forward to hanging out in the office because they know they're gonna get treats. They get to hang out with me because they don't see me too often, and it's fun. And then when I'm done here, I will go outside and play in the yard with them. I gotta hit Control S real quick. I always forget to save when I'm doing these things. I gotta make sure I do. Oh, no, that's not what I want. If you live in Texas, I will be at a book signing at Geek Out Comics, their newest location, the grand opening. Hey, what's up? It's the man with the plan, doing big things. Mega in the house. Yeah, I'll be at Geek Out Comics doing a book signing for their grand opening, November 4th. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hanging out with other indie creators. I think there's like 7 of us there, so it's going to be fun. And that's my 3rd book signing since I've been here in Texas at a comic store. So that's also exciting. Who would have thought moving to Texas, these opportunities would have, I wouldn't have even fathomed that the opportunities would have presented themselves. But shout out to Paul Gomez because he did a lot of the introductions and got me connected with a lot of these LCSs. If you don't know who Paul is, he's the creator of PTSD, Bushibu, Circus Mysteries, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, so he actually hooked me up and got me connected. Paulie G. Yeah. So shout out to Paul. Actually, he'll be there with me. So Paul's going to be there. I don't know who the other guys are going to be, but I know Paul's going to be there, so that's going to be fun. And his son Dylan, they also have a podcast together that they do. Check them out. Paul is hooking up Dylan and getting him ready to take the reins. Dylan's a good kid. He goes with his fathers to all his conventions and, you know, really good kid, really raised him right. So good job, Paul. Yeah, I didn't get to go to New York Comic Con this year. Number one, coming from Texas, it would be too expensive for me um, to get my stuff and ship it all out there. And then the tables, out of control. The prices. I think small press, it starts at $1,800. And basically, you're getting the same size that you would get in Artist Alley. But it's just because you're paying for the location that you're going to be on the floor. So that's no bueno for me. Like, hell no to the no, 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 hell to the no. But I'm hoping to be at Comicpalooza in Houston, Texas this year. I'm excited, 2024. And I think, was it Austin City Comic Con as well, which is in Austin, Texas. I'll be doing Central Texas, which is in Waco. I'm going to do that again. I had a good time there. If you haven't checked out the new vlog on this channel, check it out. I met a lot of dudesters there. It was really fun. Let me zoom out for a second. Yeah, I met a lot of dudesters there. It was really fun. I met a young man who did what he thought was Duty's voice live on the camera, which is pretty dope. And I also met a vendor who is also a subscriber to this channel there. So shout out to both you, all of you, and everybody from College Station Comic Con. That was really fun. I will be uploading a video from Arlington, which was not a good show for any of us. They must have just brought in maybe 300 people total. It was bad timing on their part because they were competing with the Texas County Fair or whatever it is, or whatever that is. And there was no way when we were driving to Arlington, the amount of traffic and people on the road that were going to the state fair, the Texas State Fair, that's what it is. The amount of people on the road and the traffic going there, which is only a few minutes from Arlington, I knew that we were going to have a tough show. You know, Texas State Fair is, nationally renowned. People come from all over just to come to the Texas State Fair. And so we were done. It was tough. So needless to say, next year I will not be doing Arlington again. I'm actually going to do another show around that same time, which is a bigger event. But again, if you're watching this, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, my Kickstarter is live. If you haven't pledged, I would love for you to get a copy of the book. All physical pledges will get a free print. And if you pledges of $20 or more, you're going to get the first 2 Samurai trading cards as well. So you'll get a print for pledging, for making a physical pledge. And if you spend $20 or more, you're going to get the print plus 2 trading cards, which is pretty dope. And this is basically you're backing the 6th issue of There's an Alien in My Toilet. Which is the series that I'm actually working on right now as I'm talking to you. And I'm coloring. Oops. I think I did it again. So I purposely wanted to just like gray out that background, because I really wanted to make him the focal point of this page. Yeah, he's the center of attention. Everyone's talking about him because of the rumors that are spreading. They think he's a loony, because his friends, so-called friends, took what happened at the house to work. And poor guy can't get a break. So now he has to deal with his son, who he thinks is a nut job because his son thinks that he sees an alien in the toilet. He has to deal with that, and then he has to deal with the fact that his buddies, his poker buddies, shared that little tidbit of information with everybody at work. And then not only that, but he also has to deal with the janitor that he met in the bathroom, who is trying to recruit him for the coming invasion that the janitor believes is going to happen, alien invasion to be exact. So a lot of moving parts in this issue. And he's caught in the center, poor thing. He's caught in the center of it. And in this issue here, it takes off. He's going to start experiencing some things and start doubting himself and wondering if there's any validity to what his son has been saying. So he has to deal with that. Where's my coffee? I'm sorry, guys. I made some coffee and I haven't had a sip yet. And again, this issue will be shipped out in January because I'm currently drawing it. I'm still in the middle of coloring it and hasn't been lettered yet. And the reason why I decided to wait till January 2 is because I know the printers get overwhelmed during the holidays with tons of printing jobs. And last year I experienced a delay with the printers, so I wanted to avoid that, send it off to the printers in January after the big hoorah, so that way I can get my stuff on time and I can ship it out to you on time. If that makes sense. And that's the biggest thing, is like And now everybody's using Comics Wellspring, and Comics Wellspring has not been consistent with delivering on time with me. So I don't want to take any risks and then have to send like constant, notifications to all of you who've backed the campaign saying, "Oh, we have a delay. We have a delay." So to avoid all that, I'm just going to have it done in January. I think there's only 13 days left of this campaign. A lot of cool stuff up for grabs. I added really some cool incentives. Trying to make it exciting for everybody, but a lot of good things are in this book. We have artists that entered the art contest and Drawing Duty art contest in this book. We have I wonder why is that like that. Yeah, there you go. And I wonder why I didn't even do his eyeballs. There you go. Forgot all about that. So every artist that entered the art contest is featured in this issue of Designated My Toilet, which is pretty dope. And in this issue, there's also more brand new puzzles and trivia. Which is also exciting. Lighten. And so it's gonna be I think it's more than 32 pages because I have the artist in it. I always commit to having, I don't know why I did that. I always commit to having at least 4 new pages of puzzles and trivia. So that's going to be in there, and as well as the artist. And Lou Pons was the grand prize winner, so she gets a bio in it as well in the book. So if you haven't checked out her work, she's a fantastic artist. Fantastic. I was honored that she actually entered the contest. That was pretty dope. There are some artists out there that I would love to see their renditions of Duty, but I'd hope that they would just enter the next contest freely. I don't want to encourage anybody because I'm the one running the contest. So, but there are some artists that would love to see their renditions of Duty. And Duty is Duty is almost like Charlie Brown in a sense that it's hard for people to get the actual look of him, right? People have tried. They've shown their different interpretations of Duty, but never really mastered the actual look. And I think Lou was one of the closest ones. Lou and I forgot the other person. There was 2 others that entered the last contest that really, really came close. Another person that really gets close to drawing Duty's look is Daphne Lage. She does a fantastic Duty. I really love her rendition of Duty. She did a samurai Duty. Fantastic artist. She's been doing extremely well on her Kickstarters. Congratulations to her. She's been doing this game for a long time, so it's about time that she got her flowers, and she's getting her flowers now, so which is pretty dope. So if you haven't seen what she does, go over to Kickstarter and check out, and just type in Daphne Lage, and that's Daphne with a PH, not with an F. Just type it in, and it'll take you to, I think it's Eagle Raven, and you'll see. But fantastic artist. She's doing really good things. Very happy for her and her husband, JD Calderon. Really good peoples. In fact, I'm going to be on JD Calderon's show on Sunday. I will be a co-host. So that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Always, people ask me how come I didn't do a lot of appearances for this Kickstarter, and I'll tell you why. work. Work doesn't allow me the luxury of being able to go on other people's shows like I used to be able to. And the reason why is my schedule constantly changes. So it's not fair for me to tie up somebody when they can book somebody else, and I would have to potentially cancel because my schedule got changed. I wouldn't want that to happen to me, so I won't do it to anyone else. So that's the only reason why I didn't do any shows to promote the Kickstarter, which I know it's hurting me because this Kickstarter has been very tough for me. And I would have loved to done other appearances, but work has not allowed me to be flexible enough to do it. So I'm relying on old school hustle to try to get the word out for this campaign, and it's been tough. It's been discouraging. I didn't think by the time I got to issue 6 that I'd be struggling to get the campaign to do well. I mean, I put the goal at 500 because I know that if you get funded quicker, it affects algorithms, right, on Kickstarter, but the algorithms haven't helped me at all. So I have to do, the old school stuff, but in order for this campaign to be a successful campaign, it has to net at least $1,300, because that's how much it's going to cost with all the printing and shipping of everything. So it's a risk, I get up every day. I think it's been like 4 days or 5 days since I've seen a pledge, and that's disheartening, but I guess that's the name of the game. I've only been doing the Kickstarter for now 2 years, and who am I to complain? I mean, there'll be people who've been doing it for years and are finally taking off, and so I'm just gonna keep grinding, keep hustling, and then hopefully it'll change. So I just wanted them to, this is basically what I'm doing. I just wanted them to be in the background. I want him to be the center of this piece right here. I left room at the top. I don't know if you can see, I don't have the arrow here, but I left room at the top. Does it show? Yeah. Okay. So right here, I'm gonna zoom in. So I left room here for the gossip balloons, right? So they're going to be gossiping. So I wanted all this white space up here, this dead space, so it doesn't take up the image. And as they're gossiping about him, when I decided to design this layout right here, just wanted, and this page is the opener for issue number 6. It's what we open with, and it takes off where issue 5 left off, where he's leaving the bathroom angry because of the janitor. And he thinks the janitor's a kook, and then he walks out, and then he has to deal with this, right? So I wanted to start off from where the other one ended, and then it's going to pop off because not only is this happening, but Bobby's conspiring to find the alien with his friends Brittany and Patrick. Agent Doe is getting closer in this book. There's frogmen that come in this book. There's a paranormal, a ghost busting group that No Boo For You, Catching Ghosts Of What We Do. They entered the game on this book. So there's a lot of characters that are coming into this series. Hey, what's up? What's up, Alex? And there's a lot of characters that come into this new issue. There's a interstellar bounty hunters that are after duty. They find out that the Emperor's son is off world, so now they're gonna go want to find him because they know they can get a king's ransom and a hefty reward if they snatch and grab him. So we introduced that group. So there's a lot of new characters that are introduced in this issue, and I hope that you come along for the ride. If you haven't done so already, I would love for you to back it. I would love for you to get a copy of There's Nailed in My Toilet. It's fun for the whole family. It's all ages. This is what the Kickstarter looks like. If you go, I would love for you to just go head over to Kickstarter, make a pledge today. And again, if you pledge today, or any day within the next 13 days, but if you pledge today, a physical pledge, you'll get a free print. And if you pledge $20 or more, you get a free print plus 2 samurai trading cards, which are really hot items. I can never keep them at the conventions. So you get 3 things for free for pledging $20 or more. If you pledge under $20, but it's physical, you'll get a print. So those are the things that are available. I'm going to turn off the music. I'm going to play the promo for this, and then
there are many faces to this game, but no matter how many persona, no matter how many costumes, you think you know, but you really don't, because there can only be one, and all those masks were there to protect you, for the world is not ready for the one true alien. Duty from Uranus. Collect the entire series, now available on Kickstarter. Pledge today.
I am your worst nightmare. Believe that. I'm pretty scary too.
So that's Duty, and that's Herman. That's Herman saying I'm pretty scary too. And so that's it. So this is one of the pages. I'm glad that for anybody who joined us or joined me today, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Almega, and thank you, D. Wayne, for joining. And anybody else who's been watching in silent, I appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed to the art channel, check it out. Check out my newest episode, my newest vlog from College Station Comic Con, where I talk about the attempt to break into my hotel room while I was sleeping at 2 a.m. and some more stuff. It was a really interesting event. And I hope you take the time to actually back this campaign, subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a fantastic day.